Dear Dreamer, let's talk about disappointment. I want to read a journal entry from 2016, which can best be described in Charles Dickens' words when he said, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times." What made this particular entry stand out for me is that it came after such an incredible season. Perhaps that's why I wasn't expecting the wave of disappointment that followed. So the entry is titled Flatline, and it reads like this. As I sat in the pool of blood without anyone needing to say anything, I just knew that the blood loss was too much. And the one who saved the dreams of so many others couldn't save hers. And so I sat there, wanting to die, barely fighting to live, gasping for air as disappointment threatened to choke out my last breath. And full of promise and untapped potential, I quietly closed my eyes, curled up my feet, and wrapped my arms around myself, waiting, hoping, praying that this is the end, that I can finally lay the dream to rest. And a tear falls to the pillow for what could have been and for what will never be. Doubt won and hope died, taking all her promises with her, every spoken word, every dream, and the last of her fight. And heaven cried. What do you do when you believe for something, fight for something, invest your time, your resources, your creativity, and literally poured your blood, sweat, and tears into that thing, only to reach a point where your expectations have been disappointed and where what you've been believing for doesn't happen? What do you do when hope dies? As I was rereading this entry, there's a part of me that immediately asked the question, oh my God, should I have walked away from this even back then? Should I have attempted to do something else or pursue something different? And as soon as that question came to mind, the other question that immediately followed was, yeah, but why didn't you? Which is really what it comes down to. Yes, we face disappointments, and yes, there are seasons when things take so much longer than we ever anticipated. Yet, in the midst of all that, when it would have been so easy to quit, there's a reason why we didn't, a reason why I didn't. In the midst of the disappointments, in the midst of the delays, what kept or keeps you moving forward? In the moments when you're tempted to quit and when everything from people to your circumstances to your own self, everything is telling you to walk away, what motivates you to stay? What is that thing that makes the process worth it? That's the question I asked and had to answer for myself. And perhaps if you may find yourself in a place of disappointment or in a place of fading hope, that I challenge you to answer. What keeps you moving forward? What are you believing for on the other side of this process? And another question that's equally important to consider is, how do you know when it's time to walk away? Because can I tell you, there are moments when the right answer is to walk away. But that's a question for another day. For today, I really challenge you to answer the question, what keeps you moving forward? I would love to hear your thoughts, so share them. Whether it's in the comments or through DM, I'm listening. In your corner, Valerie.